We're trying out a new location. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to another video on overbooked. April has been, what can I say, extremely overbooked. I have only finished three books for April. It's been hard, you guys. It's been rough. If you watched my April TBR video, it's literally trash. You don't even have to refer to it. I only read one book that I mentioned in that video, and the rest was nothing. Should we dive in then? It's gonna be pretty quick. The first book that I actually finished that I said I would was Michelle Obama's Becoming. This book was excellent. I loved it. I think I was reading it currently when I filmed my TBR video, but I really liked it. I have no complaints. I thought it was a really great book. There's literally nothing wrong with that book. I just thought it was a really good book to read, especially if you're a female or if you're a person of color or a female person of color. I just thought it was a really great representation. And something to read to learn more about, minorities and people that are disenfranchised, and just a really good book to kind of expand your knowledge. One of my favorite things about reading the book was when Michelle talked about being a mom and a working professional. She talks about how when she had her first daughter, she really wanted to, be all into the mommy thing and, still work on the side. So she decided to work part-time and be a mom. And she said that it was just a disaster. She said she felt like she was giving herself part-time to both things. Part-time to her job because there was no way that she could do all the things that she needed to do in 20 hours a week. And part-time to her kid because she was trying to schedule all these things for her and wanted to be there for all these things, but, would be rushing back from work or, would be caught up in a meeting, and it was just a hot mess. And so she decided that she was going to do both things full-time. And, so she decided that she was going to go back to work full-time. And, her daughters were always her priority. If something came up, she would just go. And there were some things that she let slide at her job. One of the things that she talks about how to balance it all is that she usually would like to mentor, younger colleagues, female colleagues, people of color colleagues. She'd like to take these people under her wing and mentor them and help them grow. She decided that it would probably take up too much of her time to do this, and so she didn't partake in that. And she didn't make that extra effort that she usually would if she wasn't a mom. She said that she has no regrets. Does she wish that she could have mentored him? Yeah, but she also is glad that she took that time to just focus on her work and then get home. So I thought that was a really good lesson to learn. People expect females, I think especially when we're working moms, to be able to do it all, and you really can't. You can't balance all those things. So I just thought it was a really good viewpoint on letting something drop. Becoming by Michelle Obama is definitely one of the best books I've read so far this year, so highly suggest if you haven't read it yet, which I know I'm very late to the game, go ahead and check it out and let me know what you think. Second book that I read was Homegoing. Homegoing is a multi-generational family that spans from Africa and the slave trade to modern day America. And it tells the story of a family through two sisters' families, and one is in Africa and the other one goes to the United States, and shows the progression and life and stories of those two families until what? I would say. It's nothing dramatic, but it's a really good book. I really liked it. I thought it was a really nice read. I read it mostly on my road trip to Nashville, and it was a really beautiful story. And I really enjoyed the multi-generational viewpoint. I don't think I read a lot of multi-generational stories, so it was really cool to read and see that new perspective every chapter. So I highly recommend Homegoing. The last book that I actually finished was The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish, and this has been on my TBR for a while, so I thought I would finally do it. I actually listened to this as an audiobook, which was really good because Tiffany Haddish reads it herself, and I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really refreshing. I thought it was actually really like tender and emotional at times, which kind of surprised me. I've never seen a Tiffany Haddish movie. I've never seen her stand up, but I really love watching her do interviews. I love seeing her on the red carpet, and I love her at award shows. I think she's an amazing person. I think she's very genuine. I think that she is just a really good person. I don't know her, but after reading this book, I feel like I do. She really dives into a lot of stuff in this book that I didn't think was going to come up. You know, she talks about the foster care system. She talks about being in abusive relationships. She talks about being a female in a male-dominated industry comedy. It's really eye-opening. I didn't know that she went through a lot of, like, so much stuff. So really good book, and I really recommend it. There was some criticisms on the book. There was, you know, some people were like, oh, well, it's not that funny. I think there were some parts that were funny. There were some parts that she clearly said, this is not funny. So, I don't think, if you were looking for a book full of laughs, sorry. I wasn't expecting that, I guess. If I'm reading a memoir, I'm not expecting to laugh at every single part of the book. So I thought that that was a little uncalled for. And then some people were like, oh, well, she read it really flat. So, like, a lot of people read it on, like, an Audible version of the book, like an audiobook or whatever. But I didn't think that was a problem. You know, I thought that they're like, oh, well, her delivery on reading this certain part was so awful. But I feel like if you're reading 16 hours worth of a book, you're just straight reading. So I don't think I would want you to deliver it the same way as you would deliver a stand-up special. Because I would have to listen to you for 16 hours. I don't think I could do that. So, again, whatever. Those were the main, I think, criticisms I saw of the book. I don't think that they really mattered, so whatever. I thought the book was good. I thought it was a nice way to kind of ease into audiobooks because I'm trying to do that to get more books done. Obviously, that didn't work in the month of April, but yeah, I thought it was good. I would recommend I think it's a really, like, I don't want to say light read because there's some really heavy topics in there, like I just talked about, but I mean, I think it's a really easy read. I think, you know, you could finish it in like a couple of days. So I thought it was good. Highly recommend. I listened to half of an audiobook called Fight or Flight that I talked about, and it's for one of my book clubs. I didn't even go to the book club meeting. It was a trash book. I hated it. So I didn't even finish it. So I'll probably talk more about that book in my book club wrap up, which who knows when that will come out, because I've only read half of a book for all of my book clubs. The other book club that I'm in, we had to move back the date. I still haven't finished Reese Witherspoon's pick for April. It's actually right here. Hoping that May will be a better reading month and I can deliver you guys all the book stuff. Hopefully May's not as overbooked. See what I did there? It's so easy, you know? Anyways, let me know how your month of April went for reading. I hope it was better than mine. Let me know if you're reading something good or what I should be reading. Maybe I should have something on my radar that I don't know about. I would love to hear you guys. Please put them in the comments below and make sure you subscribe. I will see you guys next week.